Did Princess Leonor just change the monarchy forever? Married to Prince Christian, she was born to reign, groomed to follow the rules. Then, she married a foreign heir, a future queen, rewriting her fate. This wasn't tradition. This was revolution. Princess Leonor of Spain was never meant to be just another royal. She was destined to lead. From the moment she was born, everything about her life was designed for one thing: the Spanish throne. Her childhood was public, her education, strategic, her image, carefully shaped, serious, composed, unwavering. Spain's modern monarchy, built on her future. So when she married Prince Christian of Denmark, it wasn't just surprising, it was seismic, not because it was romantic, but because it was impossible. Two heirs, two nations, two futures on a collision course, and one love story that might have changed everything. To understand how we got here, we have to go back to the beginning, before the whispers, before the scandal, before the world even knew. The first time Leonor met Christian, it wasn't formal. It wasn't staged. It was human. A quiet gathering of royal families in Scandinavia. No press. No pressure. Just heirs behind closed doors. They were teenagers. Future monarchs, yes, but still kids. Still figuring out who they were, beneath the crowns. They talked. They laughed. They connected. And that connection never faded. Over the years, they stayed in contact. Privately. Through discreet apps, handwritten letters, and royal events where their glances said more than their words ever could. But their bond wasn't just romantic. It was rooted in something deeper, the shared weight of destiny. Heirs rarely get to choose. Their lives are bound by blood, law, and legacy. But what if they did choose? That's the question Leonor and Christian started asking. And behind palace walls, people were getting nervous. In Spain, Queen Letizia saw the signs first. Leonor had always followed the plan, until she didn't. Suddenly, her travels became more frequent. Her time in Denmark extended. Her smiles around Christian grew warmer, more open. Less like a princess, more like a young woman in love. King Felipe, ever the diplomat, stayed quiet. He wanted to trust her judgment. But he knew what was at stake. Spain's monarchy was fragile. Centuries of history, shaken by scandal and politics. Leonor's reign was supposed to restore trust, rebuild unity. But if she married Christian, would Spain still see her as theirs? The Danish court wasn't silent either. Prince Christian had duties. Heir to the Danish throne. Expected to marry within. Expected to marry wisely. Leonor, while admired, came with complications. 2 thrones. 2 lines of succession. 2 legal systems that had never imagined this pairing. Royal advisors met in secret. Papers were drawn. Proposals made, then rejected. They needed to find a way to preserve the integrity of both monarchies without tearing either one apart. But the heart wants what it wants. And Leonor had made up her mind. In the spring of that year, Christian proposed. Not with pomp, not with palace fanfare, but in a small chapel near Aarhus, Denmark. No cameras, no audience, just them. He asked. She said yes. And that moment changed history. The engagement was kept secret, at first. But secrets don't survive long in royal circles. A single photo changed everything. Leaked to the European press, it showed Leonor, wearing a discreet but unmistakable ring, Christian's family heirloom, during a private weekend in the Pyrenees. Social media ignited. Headlines exploded. Leonor engaged. Spanish crown at risk. 2 monarchies collide. And then, silence. The Spanish palace refused to comment. The Danish court gave a vague response. But behind closed doors, the crisis was growing. Leonor wasn't just marrying a prince. She was about to become part of another royal household. Another future monarchy. And she was still the direct heir to Spain's throne. Would her children be Danish or Spanish? Where would she live? Would she remain queen, or be forced to choose? These weren't just romantic questions. They were constitutional ones. In Madrid, constitutional scholars were brought in. Could a Spanish monarch be married to a foreign heir without creating a dual monarchy? Could the line of succession remain clear? Meanwhile, the public divided. Some saw it as betrayal. She belongs to Spain, they said. She can't split her loyalty. Others celebrated. She's human. She's in love. Isn't that what we want from our leaders? But for Leonor, the decision was already made. She wouldn't choose between love and duty. She would make them coexist. What followed was unprecedented. A formal agreement, negotiated between Spain and Denmark, laid out terms for the marriage. Leonor would retain her full status as heir to the Spanish throne. She would not assume official duties in Denmark. Christian would remain heir to Denmark, but hold no legal power in Spain. Their future children would not inherit both crowns, only one, based on where they reside. If Leonor ascended to the throne first, Christian would serve as consort, not co-ruler. The agreement took months. Behind-the-scenes diplomacy, sleepless nights, tears, compromise. But it happened. And then, the wedding. Not in Madrid, not in Copenhagen, but in neutral ground, Geneva. A symbolic choice. Neutral, elegant, timeless. The wedding was intimate. Just 60 guests. World leaders stayed away, but their families were there, watching two people walk into history together. Leonor wore no crown. She didn't need one. Her presence was enough. Christian didn't make a speech. He whispered to her instead. You were born a queen. But today, you chose to be mine. It was emotional, powerful, and it sent shockwaves through Europe. Because this wasn't just a royal wedding. It was a statement. A new kind of monarchy. One shaped not by law alone, but by love, by choice, by courage. And the impact? It's still unfolding. In Spain, Leonor's popularity soared. Young women called her, La Reina del Pueblo, the people's queen. In Denmark, Christian's maturity was praised. His devotion respected. Other monarchies began to stir. Could love and duty finally coexist? Could arranged expectations give way to personal truth? And if Leonor could do it, could others? Only time will tell what their marriage means long-term. But one thing is certain. She didn't just marry a man. She didn't just cross borders. She crossed centuries of tradition, and came out stronger. Leonor didn't abandon her crown. She redefined it. And for the first time in a long time, Europe saw what a monarchy could look like, when it's led by love, not fear. Yes, the laws may still catch up. Yes, the critics still whisper. But the world has already shifted. Because Princess Leonor didn't just get married. She rewrote the rules. And nothing about royalty will ever be the same.